Asato ma satgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityurma mritam gamaya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Mother, hold our hand. Take us from unreal to real. Take us from darkness of ignorance to the wisdom of light. Take us from death to immortality. Have you all realized that there is a beautiful statement the other day? One of the young boy happened to say, 10, 11 years of age, and said, why do everybody tell lies all the time? It's a great lesson that, listen, children are also monitoring you and me all the time. And whereas this is Mundaka Upanishad, it is an Ashoka Stamba written, Satyameva Jayate, truth alone will make you win. So you and I need to realize, what is this truth? Truth is real. What is real? We are going to talk about it now, a little bit of understanding, and take it on a little more in detail on Sunday. Now, what is real? Say you love to eat hot potato. So you boil the hot potato and you're eating it. Is the heat of the hot potato real? You say, yes, I can feel it, it's hot. But just think, it is borrowed heat. It's not real quality. Real, it is intrinsic quality. It is borrowed from the hot water. The hot water is hot, it will scald your skin, but it is not, the heat is not its intrinsic quality. It's borrowed from the hot pan from the hot fire. And hot fire is always hot. Wherever you put the fire, put it in North Pole, it is still hot. So, only reality is the fire, heat of the fire, meaning the heat part of it in this incident, what I'm talking about. So, the reality between you and I, we are going to take on that it is mind-blowing ideas that would prove that God is within you and me. We say God is everywhere, God is in me, God is in her, God is in him. We say that, and yet we deal with them with what? With our mind, with our body, with our name, with our memory. And have you realized our mind today? That mind is the one which is the cause of all our suffering and also a little bit of joy. But most of us suffering, I am still remembering what somebody did 4 years ago or 10 years ago. And the moment I see him or her, my mind straight away remembers that. What? The memory. Today, you say, I have a PhD, I have a master's degree, I'm a B.Ed teacher. What are you doing? Look carefully. Reflect. You're talking about the memory of the PhD or the B.Ed, isn't it? And you say, and this is your limit. The moment you put yourself with the memory, you're limited. And that limited is the samsara, is the cause of the suffering. This is Bhagavad Gita is talking about it. That is, see, you and I are infinite. Tameva Bhrantam is when you shine. Sarvam idam vibhati. Everything else shineth. Tasya bhata. Just imagine. Tameva Bhrantam anubhati sarvam. Tasya bhata sarvam idam vibhati. When you shine, the whole world shines. And Everybody realizes that you are shining. Anubhati sarvam. Tasya bhata, when you are glowing, sarvam idam vibhati. So you are glowing. Now, let's take a little example to understand. Think. This hand, I talked about it the other day. This hand is mine. This book is mine. That mobile is mine. That car is mine. Yes, my book. It is my book. It is not me. It is my hand. It is not me. It is my house. It is not me. It is my body. Hey, it is not me. It is my mind, my memory, my intellect. It is not me. So this me is the one which is tameva bhrantam, is the shining. And when you understand this mind which is saying, it's limiting yourself and me by saying, giving a name, Robbin Ghosh, and an age, a definition, gender, position, and we get limited. Whereas you are infinite, you're unlimited. Think for a second. Another point. I touch with my right hand my left hand. Can I say this hand is mine? I can feel it. Yes, you can feel it. This is me, my body. I touch the computer with my hand. Can I say this is me? No. So what has happened? Because I've limited myself with the name, with the form, with the function, etc., with our mind, with our memory, everything else is separate from us. Isn't it? Now, think. This glass of water, right? This glass of water, is it me? No. But if I drink that water becomes me. Isn't it? This air that you're breathing, think. That air is not me. But the moment I breathe the air, it becomes me. So when tameva bhrantam, when you shine, like how? Make the whole universe your own. How do you make that? By realizing God is within. This is called the mind-blowing idea that proves, well, God is really Ishvara, God. Powerful definition, Taittiriya Upanishad. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman. Satyam is real. Jnanam is knowledge. Anantam is infinite, is Brahman. Brahman is Ishvara, is God. We say, no, God is within us. But how? So we are going to analyze it a little quickly today, and Sunday we'll do it in detail. Satyam is real, is truth, is purity. Remember Mondaka Upanishad? Satyameva Jayate. Jesus Christ is saying God alone is truth. Truth, reality. But that reality, you're also saying, Tameva Bhranta, when you shine, what is shining inside? This is that God light. Now, Brahman, the meaning of Brahman just means only vast. It just means it is vast. So, Brihatva, Brigadatva, Datma Brihamethyava. Bihatva, Brihadatva, Datma, Brahma Yatman. Meaning what? It's saying that Brihagatva, it means that Brigadatva, it means Brahman just swells. Brahman swells. Swelling is like anywhere. The air is occupying every corner of the room. You don't have to go to a special place. Have you realized sunlight falls on anything dirty, doesn't get dirty? Air, whether it is good smell or bad stink, air carries without worrying. Sunlight carries the dirty something on the road without getting dirty. Intoxicating wine or whiskey, it falls on it. It doesn't get drunk. It falls on holy river Ganga. It doesn't become holy. It's always detached. So is the air. So are you, is what Vedanta is trying to talk about today. Now, Brahman is Ishvara, is vast. Vast what? No male, no female, no country, no ocean, just vast. And it's expanding continuously. No limit. Anantam. We are going to talk about this Anantam. That is, it is totally impersonal. It is not attached to anything. Like the light, like the sunlight, Brahman is totally detached. Just like your dream sleep. In your dream, notice, you have to be there before you dream, during your dream, after your dream. In the dream, whatever you dream, it doesn't affect your so-called when you wake up. Your bank account doesn't change if you got $1 million or crores of rupees. It doesn't change. And third, just see, you as that witness in your dream is awake. In the dream, through you, you are seeing. Since your body is there in the bed, you're dreaming, you're sleeping, and let's say you're walking around with 5-6 people, you're dancing, merriment, picnic, driving, going on a race car, race boat. Everybody else, you realize now, being a Vedantist, nothing is possible without that consciousness. You can see me right now, hear me, because of that same consciousness. I can see this universe, this world, because of the 5 senses. But what has happened is, the moment I say, this is me, I am making this world limited by touch, sensation, by senses. And because of which, those 5 senses, that mind, that brain has limited you and me. On the contrary, that what is within you, the Brahman which is within you, is infinite. It is that light within. And this Brahman is what you and I need to begin to understand. So now, Anantam literally means no limit. Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahman. Now, the moment you say Anantam, Anantam in Sanskrit means no limit. What does that no limit mean? So let's understand. No limit means Desha, space, Kala, time, Vastu, object. No limit in these 3. What does this mean? Desha, space. You are sitting there, I am sitting here. You are not here, I am not there. Your friend is in America, you're talking. You cannot be in America at the same time. I'm sitting in this chair, you're sitting in your chair. We cannot be. So, space is making us different. Today, think, limited in space. Something is located here and not there. It is here, not there. You are here. That means you are limited in space. Now, very powerfully, in this physical object that we know about are limited in space. This book is here, not there. Now, they also have a beginning and an end, is Kala, Samay, time. Desha, space. Desha, Kala, Vastu is Anantam. Kala, time. Have you realized? Born so and so time, died so and so time. Generally, you will find it is written in the pictures, it is written in the tombstone. For the Christian and the Muslim, they write down this time to this time. So it is a journey from womb to tomb. It is from that birth to death is our lifespan. Space, time, and Vastu. I will talk about the object later. Space, think. America is vast. So is Russia, so is China, so is Australia, so is India. But vast, when you say, the moment you put a name, ocean, Atlantic, Pacific, Indian, other side of Indian Ocean, there is something. This side of Indian Ocean, something. That side of America, Atlantic, that side of America is Pacific. This side of America is Canada, that side of America is Mexico. So, the moment you put a name, country, vast or ocean, you immediately limit it. Have you realized how you and I have limited ourselves by giving yourself Robbin Ghosh? You are limited straight away. Now, if something has no limit in space, Brahman as per definition is no limit. In other words, what? It is called Sarvavyapi. Brahman is everywhere. Brahman can be there as well as here. And our great masters, you read that beautiful book, The Yogis of India. If you read that book, there are 8 volumes book. Talks to you about those yogis who got connected and become one with Brahman, called enlightened. They could be anywhere. There is an autobiography of Yogi Lahiri Mahasaya is told Pranavananda. You go down to Kashi, the Sashwamedh Ghat. As you know, Lahiri Mahasaya used to live in Kashi. He told you, go to the Sashwamedh Ghat, I am coming. And he goes to the Sashwamedh Ghat and he sees there is no sign of Lahiri Mahasaya, but he was waiting. Guru has told him. Suddenly he finds 2 balls of light coming across the river Ganga. And as they came to the Sashwamedh Ghat, he could see it is Lahiri Mahasaya and Mahavatar Babaji. Both of them came. That part of the story I'll tell you during this Sunday. But when he went back, he was talking to his friends who were attending Bhagavad Gita session by Lahiri Mahasaya. You know what? Read Autobiography Yogi. He had never stopped teaching Bhagavad Gita to those devotees, and yet he was elsewhere also. This is what it means, is when the Brahman is not limited by space. Now, limited by time. By definition, that is not limited in space is straight away omnipresent, sarvavyapi. Correct? Now, limited by time. It means birth and destruction, before and after. So, this book, this glass cover, it is limited by time. It was not always there. Nobody has heard about some cover is always there. That it is time before it took birth or it was created, and it will be destroyed. Now, this is called birth and death. In between is you and I exist, or any animal, or anything. Anything. Thing is matter. Matter which occupies space. But the moment you talk about, let's say, Brahman, it doesn't occupy any space. It doesn't occupy any time. There is no birth time and death time. Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita, Jatasya dhruvo mritya. If you are born, you are going to die. So, born meaning the way we got a body and a name and a form. But along with that, the moment you realize you're beyond your body is the time when you suddenly realize that the oceanic waves are not just waves, but they are water. Waves, if I take away the water from the wave, wave will not exist. If I take away the water from the ocean, ocean will not exist. Now, similarly, if I take away the gold from the gold ornament, ornament will not exist. If you take away that light from within, which is called Brahman, which is called consciousness, awareness, you and I won't exist. This, before the birth, and this body was not there, after birth, the body will not be there. It's called limited by time. Now, when you're not limited by time, you are Anantam. In other words, Brahman is not limited by time. Brahman was always there. Brahman will always be there. There are no limits to Brahman. This is Ishvara, this is God. And where is it? Inside you and me. And as Swami used to say very humorously that our life is from the moment of the time of the birth and the time of the death. This is all the journey is in our life. And this is called life, birth to death. Now, think for a second. Because it is not limited by birth, not limited by time, he is called Brahman. And Brahman is omnipresent, omniscient, and Anantam. Now, quickly, let's cover the Vastu. It's something called law of identity, limited by Desha Kala Vastu, space, time, and object. What is limited by object? Notice this book cannot be this glass. This glass cannot be this table. They're limited by object. The object definition. That's called limited by Vastu. It's very interesting to understand this concept of the Vastu. That Brahman is not limited by object. The moment you say it is not limited, supposing it is so, the object limitation, nothing in the universe which is different from it if it is not limited. So, Brahman is in everyone, in everything. What is that Brahman? That consciousness. It is like the water in the wave, water in the ocean, water in the dirty puddle, water in the cloud, water in the rain. Water is always there. Just like that is consciousness, Brahman, Chaitana. It's there everywhere. And it is within you and me. It is also in the table. But you and I have gross body, Thula Sharir, Sukshma body, fine body, Sukshma Sharir, fine body, and Karana Sharir. And this are the three. This table has a gross body. You and I have a gross body. But we have a Sukshma Sharira. Table does not have that. That is why table cannot express its consciousness. Like you can, a plant can, an animal can, because it has got a Sukshma Sharir, fine body. And you're the only one who has got that consciousness which you can express it at your own will, you can recognize it, and you can become one with it. This is the power which is the light within. The moment you begin to understand that, you say it is not only non-dual, it is also just one. Anantam, Advaitam. Advaitam is not two. Dvaita is two. In other words, everything in this universe has that consciousness. And that is Brahman. And that Brahman is you and me. We'll get into more in details and understand it and apply it to realize. So what is it? We are operating today with the mind, with the body, with the memory, with the limited sense, and which is what is creating suffering. The moment you get connected to that light, to that consciousness within, you are infinite. And that infinitism is what you need to understand and apply it. What has happened to yours and my education? We have been educated by the 16th century British education system, which is what? Very simple. Two things. It is what? Teaching us how to be disciplined, how to discipline meaning be obedient. Baat suno. This is what Britishers wanted. Why? Because British wanted to rule India. And Indian education they created in such a way than the ancient India's Vedanta education is to limit us by education itself. And number two, it's by memory. But if your memory, I'll just tell you the last thing, just think. We say we should have vision, we should have goal. Yes, for a limited sense, yes. But look at yourself. The moment you go by limited sense, you are limited. What does that mean? Think. I can only set a big vision, big goal, which I know with my memory. What I don't know, can I dream of it? Can I dream of something which I don't know? No. You can only dream of things which you know, which is memory. Our intention is to get connected to that light which is untouched, which cannot be limited, which do not get influenced. Whether dirty or smelly or it is intoxicating or holy. We're supposed to get unlimited with, let's say, the air. Whether it is smelly air or whether it is perfume. You're not limited by air. You are that Brahman. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman. Now look at that same poem again. Tameva Bhrantam Anubhati Sarvam. When you shine, the whole world shines with you. Tasya Bhata. When I am shining, Sarvam Idam Vivati. The whole world shines. In other words, what? Go ahead. Don't go ahead with your dreams. But live a life which is beyond all, even beyond all dreams. Can't even think of it because you're not working with your memory. Reflect upon it. Let's learn a little more of the Vedanta. Jai Guru.